We've done it. We have found the Loch Ness Monster. It's not some prehistoric animal. It's not even a tourist gimmick, although it's all of that. The new Loch Ness Monster is simply a line on a map, an 80-mile trail for mountain and gravel bikes around one of this country's greatest icons.
And just because this is a made and waymarked trail, don't make the mistake of thinking it's easy. Some of these sections are real monsters.
In this video, we ride the north side of the loch. 3 big climbs and descents, like riding the rise and fall of a monster's tail. In the second video, we'll tackle the south side, which includes the highest point, the monster's head. A third video will seek specialist advice about bike choice, tyres, direction of travel and more. GPS tracks are linked from the video descriptions.
Everybody's heard of Loch Ness, but this really is the best way to experience it.
Inverness Castle is the official trail start, where we get some impromptu local advice.
That up there, right, it's called the mast, right? And we used to run up there when we were in the boxing club. Now you can cycle up there. Now there's the zigzags, or it's called vomit, it goes straight up, because the time you get to the top you're spewing.
We'll follow the Great Glen Way down the entire north side of Loch Ness, which takes us up through a housing estate.
Oddly enough, that bit which is done there to the council estate is one of my favourite bits of the whole ride. Hello dog. Because it's so different from what you would expect. I've been involved with the Loch Ness 360 Trail for quite some time now. I've been involved in the promotion of it as an outdoor leisure route. It's great obviously for long distance hiking. They've got options for baggage transfer. It's also a good run. Best of all though, I think, it's a seriously good and memorable off-road bike route.
Once you're up here, this is lovely. If you're enjoying this so far, it would be great if you would give us a like, please, and subscribe if you haven't. If you're interested in this sort of thing, you might want to check out the join button that's below each of the videos.
These people are supporting the channel by becoming members of the production crew or adventure crew. Hit the join button below each video at the end, and I'll pop up and explain what that's all about.
Considering this is the Loch Ness 360, to begin with you're kind of wondering, well, where's Loch Ness? And then you come around a bend and you see something shimmering through the trees, wondering, could that be? And yes, that is the mighty loch.
Loch Ness is Britain's biggest lake by volume, holding more water than all of England's and Wales's lakes put together. And a monster, of course, if you believe all the tourist stuff in the town we're heading to for lunch.
I would get off here, Simon. I've just tried to cycle down there and almost lost it. There's quite a few bits on the Loch Ness 360 where you're cycling in fairly benign conditions underfoot. It's all quite relaxing and smooth. And then you come into these sort of single track areas where there's hairpins and quite technical terrain.
Coming into the first town on our route, Drumnadrochit, known to all the world just as Drum. It would feel a bit early to stop for the night, so I'm glad we're just having lunch here. Mind you, if you were ending your ride here, there was plenty for you to do. Look around the Loch Ness Centre and Exhibition, or even a bit further down there, Nessie Land. So over lunch we've been having a little bit of a discussion, and we realise we have not kept to a schedule because it's now after 1:30 and it's going to be dark in 3 hours, and we have the highest section yet to ride and one of the most beautiful sections, and there's a chance we might end up doing it in the dark. So upshot of all that is that we are going to skip a section that climbs out of here and do a road version of it that I know, And we'll do that to get up to the high road, and hopefully that means we'll still be able to do the really nice high section today.
You did say it was steep, so for this little quite short bit we're taking the road instead of the trail because we think it's going to be a good bit quicker. I'm not sure it is, and another time because it's so steep, this road. Plus the trail itself gets you up to the same height, but it's more interesting, so mentally it's maybe that bit easier.
That is the way the Great Glen Way would come in. And we're back on course. I think my Garmin thinks I'm stopped.
There are 2 points on this side where there's a choice between high and low route.
This is the high route on the right here, low route down there. Low route's actually slightly longer, high route a lot more climbing and a lot more descending.
So high route.
It's always going to be the high route, Simon. I know you too well. Now, I've cycled up the first part of it on a gravel bike, right on the limit for me. Probably not much benefit in doing that. I could probably walk and push just as quick, and it's a lot more tiring trying to ride this sort of stuff. As we sit here eating jelly baby, Simon, I'm reminded of the first time I did this trail. And it was right at this point, because it was getting dark as well, and we had no nutrition. And the guy I was riding with, his toilet bag dropped out and toothpaste fell out. And I thought, how many calories in toothpaste is that going to help me? Because I like spearmint.
So what you're trying to tell me is you've cocked up on this before as
Yes.
well.
There's not many places I've not cocked up on, Simon.
But at least you've got the jelly babies.
I've cocked up all over the world.
This first day on the Loch Ness 360 has been absolutely fantastic. The fact we went a little bit too slow at the start with all the filming meant we've had to batter through the second half of the day. All we have left now is a descent to Invermorriston. Oh, and one other thing. Probably the thing I've been looking forward to seeing most on this trail.
The view catcher is probably the most Instagram-ready piece of public art on this whole trail, but you really have to work to get this shot. For us, it captures the sunset and a fast descent into Invermorriston, ready for day 2. Riding with us to Fort Augustus is Charlie from Ticket to Ride Highlands. Or perhaps that should be pushing, because our day starts with a monster climb. We're heading to the more scenic high route, even though it is not recommended for cyclists with luggage. Even the Highland Trail 550 avoids this.
You may think this is a rather brutal start to the day, and it is, but it's a pretty good reason not to continue past Invermorriston on your first day, because really doing this climb with quite a few miles in your legs would be exceptionally hard.
Regardless of bike choice, there's about 20 minutes of pushing, but it is worth it.
It's hilly, and I think a lot of people underestimate the hills, so packing light, packing for the weather is essential.
Ticket to Ride specialise in bike hire and transport around Scotland's trails, especially the North Coast 500, yet this is the trail with real challenge.
Technical in some bits, some of it's quite fast and flowing. The views in both directions are incredible, so I think for views and for visiting the area, it's the best way to see Loch Ness in the area. It's incredible.
It's rounded off with a superb downhill ride through the forest above the town of Fort Augustus.
And that is bringing us towards the end of the north side of the Loch Ness 360.
You can download an information sheet below this video or from the resources page of the website. We're grateful to Visit Inverness and Loch Ness for hosting our accommodation and food. In the next video, we tackle the south side of Loch Ness and climb to the highest point on the trail. A local guide shows us how not to cross water, and we bounce down the most technical part of the Loch Ness 360. Here's that second video now, so please click on it, and after that we'll show you the third video with advice for anyone planning this ride.